Hello, viewers. You're welcome to yet another series on our channel, Teacher's Guide and School Help. So this series will be on how to market your school. So this is actually the first episode on this series, and it is titled Introduction to School Marketing. So as we can see on the board, uh, there is an overview of what we're going to be talking about, what how we're going to proceed from simple to complex. You can see our phone numbers out there in case you need to contact us, and what school marketing is not. Okay, all right, in negation before a definition. So what it is not before what it is actually. So today we want to do something away from the normal um, professional core of lesson planning, instructional design, and all stuffs, things that benefit teachers directly and proprietors indirectly. So let's do something that benefits the proprietors directly today and the teachers indirectly. So we'll be talking about school marketing. School marketing is a serious bane out there. It's a serious concern for um, we practitioners. So let's see how we can share our thoughts on how to market your school. So introduction to school marketing, from simple to complex. So you can see marketing. Let's start by clearing wrong notions about marketing. Marketing is not. It is not. That is what we are doing. And when we say we are prevalent practices by and large. Okay, what we observe out there that represents a wrong notion, a wrong impression of what people think marketing is. So marketing is not begging, actually. Some proprietors these days, some schools have reduced school marketing to literally begging parents to bring pupils to their school. Marketing is not begging. If your begging is your tactic of marketing, what you are doing is something else. You are demarketing your school. Actually, you're not actually marketing your school. Like if your favorite toothpaste, Close Up. I don't think they know you, let alone coming to beg you to patronize Close Up. For example, your favorite cream, your favorite staple out there, your favorite designer in terms of your fabrics. They don't. Most of them don't know you, let alone coming to beg you. So marketing is not actually begging, such that you have to condescend so low to literally begging parents to bring pupils to your school, because the domino effect of that is going to result in the next thing, which is compromise. You're going to have to compromise because you literally beg them to bring these pupils or wards to your school in the first place. So they're going to keep shifting the goalpost for their satisfaction. So marketing is not begging, okay? And marketing is not also compromise. It's not. You do not have to get enrollments to your school by letting off the guards, by leaving all doors open, by compromising standards and ethics, and actually informing parents that no, in your school you let this go, in your school you consider this, in your school you don't insist on this, in your school this is a compromise. You are killing the sector. You are giving away the professionalism. You are dashing the ethics, and you are literally digging a hole around yourself. You will never be able to leave that particular spot where you are by the time you are now under pressure. So marketing is not compromise. Actually, as against what people do out there today, just compromise standard just to lure. That is, you are luring people. You are not actually marketing. You are luring them just to lure people, to lure parents to come to your school. You go from one deplorable state to the other in terms of compromising ethics and standard. This is not marketing. Marketing is not also sales. For example, you see, let's see how these words relate to each other. When we talk about begging and compromise, this might be observed from how do I call it, small proprietors. Okay, yeah, small proprietors out there. Yes, but the big proprietors, the big shot, the rich guys out there may not do this. They may not do this. They may not go into begging, but they rely simply on sales. What is sales? Sales is just when someone just checks in to buy something from you, or to test what your service looks like, just or maybe because he just want to do that, or just to avoid the pressure, or let's just see, let's just see what it is there. They are not really convinced. So there's a difference between sales and patronage down here. So sales is just a momentary, click you have there in terms of someone, on your service or on your goods by a customer. Just a momentary click. It won't last long. And the fact that sales is a kind of buying, or is a kind of demand that doesn't last long. That's what differentiates between the sales and patronage, because patronage comes with something more. Patronage comes with commitment, it comes with conviction, it comes with support. These are your customers are in support of you. They are convinced, they are philosophically, they are mentally convinced. They are convinced about what you're doing. They support you and they advocate for you, and they stand by you. So they are always there. They believe this is the place to be. It's different from sales. So the big shots out there, the much richer proprietors will depend on sales, for example. And this strategy of sales is, bringing in cosmetics, bringing in aesthetics, in order to, stampede, enrollment, stampede people into, this is the trending school now, what things like that. So this one just using money to compensate for hard to, substitute for hard work, using money to compensate for laziness. Yes, because this is what happens today. um, Schools are proliferating. So you see another school out there in the horizon. The school comes in with a lot of money, superb structure, beautiful color, school bus, so beautiful, so nice. Everything you see the playstations, everything looks so nice, and teachers are trooping in, parents are changing from schools, and they're trooping in. The girls go there because of the cosmetics, because of the aesthetics, because of the appearance. So these big shots just sit down out there. Most of them may not even really be professionals. They just put in money there, and because of the appearance, because of the grandeur, so they get sales. But after a year also, people begin to check out. Why? Because they don't, the service is not as commensurate with the appearance of what it is out there. When appearance begin to dwindle, when the paint begin to fade away, when things begin to depreciate, so you see, they begin to lose patronage. They begin to lose the customers. They begin to lose parents. They begin to lose enrollment. Yes, because we have gone in there and they've seen they change. So this is the same mentality that is used in the tripartite business of school, fueling stations, and hotels. So the next new hotel, everybody's rushing there. After some months, abandoned, to the next new hotel, big, grandeur. The next filling station, big, grandeur, everybody rushed there. After some times, why? They were only doing sales. They were not actually, marketing is not sales. They were not actually marketing. So they were only doing sales. They were able to attract people because of the fact that they are here and they look big and they look aesthetic. So marketing, this is not sales is not marketing. Momentary sales is not actually marketing. That is why you see these schools, that's after spending money there and discover that the huge investment in millions, in perhaps hundreds of millions they have invested in these schools. By the time they discover that people can still leave their school despite the seeming grandeur, they become demoralized, and you see they turn their back on these things, and everything just begin to dwindle and go down. So sales is not marketing. Okay. Marketing is not also impulsive. It's not Marketing is not what you do out of impulse. You just get an impulse. Oh, let me do this and say no. Marketing is strategy. You have to be strategic. It's a grand plan. It's a grand, well thought out plan that has different phases: the long term, the short term, and the long term, the medium term, and then the short term. You have hallmark and phases. Things that are painstaking approach, uh, deeply rooted in terms of thinking out of the box, right? So this is marketing is not impulsive. So you avoid impulsive moves when it comes to marketing. Maybe because you see someone doing this, you just get the impulse. Oh, let's do that too. Or because you heard of this, you never check the pros and cons. You never look at the context, look at the difference in environment. Wow, like a school, people spend so much money on marketing, on the internet when the school is not a boarding school, for example. So you're rich. You cannot accept people from around the state, let alone around the country, and let alone around the world. But you're spending so much money to shoot yourself out there on the internet, as against increasing your teacher's salary, because in the local school, for example, the teachers input will be very, very, very important. So impulsive things are not marketing. Impulsive moves are not marketing. So marketing is not also scavenging. Scavenging, from the word scavengers, that feed on dead animals. Yes. Um, if you bring it here in terms of school marketing, scavenging is like you're feeding on on the dead body of your competitor or your colleague, or so to speak. How does this work? Is someone goes around, you have nothing to say about your school, you have nothing to trump about your school, you have no you have no achievement, or you have no position, or you have no methodology or approach, or you have no input, or you have no innovation, or you have no distinction to sell yourself, to sell to potential parents. All you do is criticize a core school, or try to bring out their areas of challenges and tell them, school, are you aware of this? Come to our school. You don't scavenge, you don't feed on people's dead body to be able to survive. Scavenging is when you go demarketing a school just to be able, so that your school can be seen, it can attract sympathy or empathy. What do I call it? Can attract sympathy. That is scavenging. It's quite pathetic that most proprietors will condescend so low, and they will even corrupt the psyche of their teachers to go doing this. If drops, espionage. They try to find out the challenges, what is going on in the other school, what are the challenges they have, and try to use that to spread that around in town, and just to attract sympathy, and to pull out their parents. And things are not done like that. Allow the parents to find out on their own and take their decision. Because the domino effect of that is, what goes around comes around. So these teachers will leave your school one day, and they also use that strategy against you. In fact, as they are going with the challenges you are having, they are going with your business secrets, they are going with this information to their next employer, and that's going to also going to be used against you. So marketing is not scavenging, please. Marketing is not also short-lived tricks. Yes, short-lived tricks are born out of laziness. Yes, laziness. We talk about laziness. The most serious aspect of laziness is mental laziness, not physical laziness. So marketing is not a short-lived trick. Marketing is a long-term strategy, and marketing is hard work. It is a hard work that is designed in a way that it will consolidate over time. So it's not a short-lived trick. You stop playing antics, stop playing tricks, stop maneuvering. Just moves that are just meant, short-lived moves that are just meant to keep, to lure people, and which they will soon find out the reality. The reality will soon unravel after a short period of time, and they leave. And take note that when you play a short-term trick, customers have one behavior. Once a customer believes in you, it's difficult to change that perception. And once they have lost faith in you, they have lost trust in you, it is difficult to ever convince them otherwise again. Once they move. So we should avoid short-term tricks. All right. Marketing is not also personal relationship. Underline the word personal relationship, because in business, um, let's recall that, take note that the business of education is a professionalism mixed with business. There is a business aspect of it, there's a professional aspect of it, right? In other words, so in my own philosophy, I would say education is 70% professionalism and 30% business. So mixed together in a perfect blend, you have a perfect blend of professionalism. I be now in business, right? So today we are talking business, but let's also remember the professional aspect of it. So in the professional business of education, you discover that they what we call public relation. Take note, public is different from personal. Same P, but take note of the rest. Public relations. Yeah, everybody in the school must be an expert in public relations. How to relate with your, not just the parents, not just the customers, how to relate with anybody that is not a staff of the school, or part of the establishment of the school, that is coming, that is going to have contact either physically or through any means with the school. The person should have a good impression about how the school, relates with people. Fine, that's public relation. But not personal. So some proprietors have reduced themselves to the level where they are under serious pressure to start building some kind of personal relationship with parents just to get enrollment or just to keep enrollment. You will now abandon your main work. You no longer have time for your main work, and you now have to start building wasting time building personal relationship with parents just to keep their patronage. And this is absurd. Yes, and it has serious consequences. We're not saying that a proprietor, for example, should not be a friend or anything with a parent or anything. Fine, you can even go into all sort of relationship, but it should not be just to keep patronage. Yes, it should not be like you flirting. When I mean flirting, not the general meaning people normally understand about flirting, not something sexual. What I mean is, it's not that you like the cat will continue to rub itself on the owner's body just for you to remember that it's there. Perhaps you can remember and give some food. That's what I mean by flirting. So you don't need to go around, you go out of your way, thinking that your way of marketing is going to be your personal relationship with parents. How you call every day to greet them, how you visit them, or this and that, how you go to their naming ceremonies, how they won't attend their wedding, how you do all these stuff. If you can deliver your service, if you can serve them appropriately and still keep up with this, bravo. But they should not be done to the detriment of service delivery. Yes, because if no matter how you try to mingle, let me use that word, mingle with parents on a personal level, if they are disenchanted with your service, they will move and they will not even tell you, and that will demoralize you. That will break you down psychologically to the point you now start feeling that, despite my closeness with this person, he could still withdraw his child. And the worst part, they didn't, without even a hint. Yeah, they will not hint you because of that, the same personal, because you are so close to them. That's why they don't want to hint you, because they know if they hint you, there's no way you not talk them out of that decision. And perhaps they have hinted you directly or indirectly before. You've always talked them out of it. You've always talked them down. So they just take the decision and and your personal relationship is not adding anything to them. So they just part with, they damn the consequences. They know that it's going to make the relationship sour. They will withdraw a child, and you become withdrawn. You become broken to the point that you cannot even serve those who are still with you properly again. So take note of it. Marketing is not personal relationship. So it's you don't have to be a friend. I always ask you, the product you use, the best textbooks you use, the best shoes you buy, the manufacturers, are they your friends? No. But you go after them, you insist on them. When you go into the shop, you insist, I want milk. I'm not marketing for Peak Milk, but for example, but I will know that as a brand today. So any other milk you want, if you want Peak Milk, not because you know them. Some of us don't even know the country that manufacture, where these things are manufactured from. Only people that take time to read them, scholar, these things are coming from maybe somewhere in Netherlands. But we just insist Peak Milk. We just insist Dettol. We just insist some of these products that have become, they have maintained their reputation over time. So personal relationship marketing is not about personal relationship. We should not reduce ourselves to a level where a proprietor will now be used to judge another proprietor in terms of how this one mingles. You are a service. You are there to deliver a service. Yes, if you can deliver your service and still keep your personal relationship, all the best. But you should not shortchange. You should not interchange or substitute the time and the attention and the energy. You should focus on doing what is right on serving people than to cutting them. So cutting parents, well, no matter how you cut them, when they are disenchanted with your service, you will lose them, and the side effect, you may become depressed. Yes. So this is on the one hand what marketing is not. That is what we are doing. It's not. That's why you can see the red cross. You can see the red color, which indicates these are dangerous practices. You can also see wrong markings. Now let's come here. What marketing is, okay, you can see it in the box. This one is not. This one is in the box. What it is, and you can see the green. The green attracts you to do, right? Okay, what we should be doing instead, right? So, and you can see the green color, and you can also see the mark sign, the good sign. Marketing is strategy. You have to strategize. And patronage. Marketing is patronage. So you are strategizing to get what? Patronage as against sales. Patronage as against sales. Yes, patronage is the level where your customers are actually patronizing you, because it comes from the word patron, one who is there to support you, one who's got your back, one who encourages you to continue. We are with you. We support that. But what are they supporting if they don't even know anything? If you don't stand for something, you have to stand for something before others will support you. If you don't stand for anything, if you are ready to just be compromising, then what are they supporting you for? So people who patronize you, people who now advocate, they advocate for you. People who parents, who in this context now, your customer, the parents who will now help you to educate other parents who are getting things wrongly. Parents who will speak in a forum and you think that they are the proprietors. And that is the same thing they will do at your back. Parents who believe in your policies, but if you have policies in the first place? Yes. Parents who will advocate, parents who other parents will come to the school through them. And this is the best form of marketing. We'll come to that. We call it word of mouth marketing, WOM marketing. Word of mouth marketing. This does better than your signboards and your signposts and so many other things, because especially in certain environments, there are certain environments where signboards do work. That is high cosmopolitan cities where people rarely interact. But in local environments where people interact with one another more frequently, no matter your signboard, they will always ask each other, "What's your experience with this school?" and stuff like that. So we should take note of that. So what marketing is strategy to get patronage, not just momentary sales, right? Strategy. So, and this strategy has five strategy is applied in 5 steps. Okay. Number 1 is strategic establishment. So we are going to go into details of this in the next episode. So, but let's get exposed to this strategic establishment. You should establish your school strategically. You should put pain in establishing, that's what we call establishment, in setting goals, setting your vision statement, which is like your aim, and which leads to your mission statement, which is like the objective, right? Good. Which should also inform your policies, from vision to mission, from mission to policy. Your staff policy, your parent policies, student policy, so many other policies. And you should look at the long term. Always always think forward, and then plan forward, and then design backward. Design backward, plan forward, think forward, and then you now design backwards. What that means is backward mapping. We also use it in lesson planning. Backward mapping. That means you start from the long-term aim, where you want to see your school in the next 50 years, not today. Then from that, you now carve out short-term hallmarks that maybe in the next 10 or 5 your SAP, school advancement or school development plans, that will either in 5 or 10 years, that will be reviewed every 5 or 10 years or something like that, that will allow you reach that place. And you start acting the way you want to see yourself in 50 years time now. Else you will be lost in history. If you keep doing all these things, you become relegated. You may not be in existence. Yes, it's not a prophecy, it's science. Now, once you have these medium-term hallmarks, then you now carve short-term annual things you should be doing, which short-term goals, what you do annually to achieve each of the phase wise medium-term goals, which will now translate into the long-term goal. So your establishment should be strategic. Yes, you should guard those things. More importantly, they are more important than numbers. Yes, the number of parents that will agree with and go in line with your direction is just okay for you, even if they are 10. Even if they are as low as 10, it's just okay. Don't worry, each of that 10 will bring more 10 like themselves. And you come to a time where you start enjoying yourself, you start relaxing. Why? Because your school is now on autopilot. Because everybody now understands, they share a common philosophy. You can look at it from in the macroscopic sense, with comparing nations that are established on principles and nations that are just established on impulse. If you look at, I don't want to mention names of nations now because this is not politics now, but if you look at nations that are established on principle, you discover that as generations continue to die and go, the nations still remain the same thing. You think of one of these names of these great nations today, they still remain who they are, despite the fact that, after years and years of people, their leaders dying and going away, but because they have institutions, not they are working based on institutions, not based on individuals. So they have strong institutions, not strong individuals. They have things that they generally agree to, things that are sacrosanct. If you must be their citizens, then you must agree to that. Otherwise, you will be exterminated on the grounds of treason. So it might be turbulent at the beginning, but at the end, you discover that as generations and generations continue to come, they already have this imbibed in them. It's like from pregnancies. It's as if they get used to a particular way of doing things, as if it's now gone into that DNA. The way we now think corruption has gone into the DNA in some countries now. That is how established way of doing things, disciplined way of doing things, establishment, strategic establishment. But nations that are founded based on impulse, you discover that they keep going back and front, rigmarole, one step forward and 3 steps backwards. Why? Because they are acting on impulse, and this impulse is based on the individuals at a particular time, and the one generation is totally at odds with the other generation, generational gap and disconnect and things like that. This is how these things at the macro level can also happen at the micro level, and this is what will happen to schools when they are not strategically established. So even if you're already established, you can engage experts to review all these processes, and you can still you can still catch up. All you need to do is to be ready to work on a long-term plan. Okay, not to expect quick, short, fixed results. Then the next step is strategic branding or service delivery. Yes, you have to know the service you want to deliver. Carve out, a niche for yourself. Carve out a niche. Yes, as many as we are out there in terms of schools, not all schools are the same thing. There are special niche schools. We'll talk about niche in biology, if you remember habitats, whereby you have terrestrial animals, for example. They have no business with the animals on the water, the aquatic animals. But these terrestrial animals, there are some that live on the soil. Why some live in the soil? Why some live on the trees? On the trees, there are some that live on the that is on the leaves. Why some on the flowers? Why some on the bark, at the stem, the bark. When you peel off the bark of a tree, you see some insects there. That is their own niche. So they are all on the tree, but they are not disturbing each other. So first of all, brand your service. Know what you are known for. Yes, like I said, this is not time for details. We'll go into details in the next episode, but we just want to be sure that at least you get a short message from here. Brand your service. You cannot be a jack of all trade. Yes, even schooling alone is all trade. Be very exceptional in one thing. You may be the same with other people in every other aspect, but there should be one area where you are unique. One area where you are unique, and that's your sales point. That's your brand. That is your brand. I don't start naming them now, but there should be one area. Carve a niche for yourself. And service delivery. Deliver on that service or die. That's all. Deliver on that service or die. Any other thing is story. Deliver your service. This is better than courting parents. This is better than mingling. Deliver your service. let the complaint about your school, no matter what you do, there will be complaint about your school. But let the complaint about your school not be in terms of service delivery. Whatever you have penned down that you are going to do more than that. Never do less than what you have penned down. Mind what you write on your flyers. Deliver your service. When they ask them, let the problem they have with you, parents will have with you, is that you are too strict, you are too this, you are too that. No problem. That won't do you any harm. Whoever left your school because, or whoever wants to come to your school and they have that, you are strict, you are this and that, and they go. Thank God, because those people that are saying you are strict, they are helping to market you. They are not demarketing you. Those people that decide not to come to your school because they heard you are strict in terms of this, you are strict in terms of that. Those kind of people, you don't need them. They are poisons. They are cancerous growth. There are two types of growth. There's a healthy growth and there's a cancerous. When you have cancer, you see that malignant growth. You think you don't see someone with cancer, you call the person, you say the person is fat or chubby. No, the person is sick. There are some population that are just there. They are just there to overwhelm you. So when anybody evades you on account of hearing that you are strict or you have policies or you are this or you that, be glad that you are doing well. Why? Because it is better they don't come than they come and later go. Yes, because those kind of parents, you don't need them. These are the kind of parents that are there to just literally harm you. They are there to give you more and more distractions. So no matter what you complain about you is, make sure it's not in terms of service delivery. Make sure the complaint is not that students are not learning properly, students are not performing well, or the students are not safe, or the students are are learning, the students are not well behaved. Just focus on the service. That's all. And maintain your brand. When your name is mentioned, another word should be mentioned. Yes. If they mention your name, one word of quality should come to the brain or the minds of the parents. Oh, that school, as far as this is concerned, they are the best. You might not be the best in other areas. Don't bother. You can't be the best in everything, for God's sake. So, strategic service delivery. Now, strategic management. Now, you must ensure you have a management system that is able to sustain, because sustainability is key. Sustainability is key. This is marketing. Okay? Sustainability is key. Once you are able to sustain that brand and not allow the brand to deteriorate, then, or to be confused by the passage of time, because you're going to have human beings coming in and going out. Okay, you're going to have staff coming in and going and things like that, but you should be able to have a system. I didn't say managers, I said system. A system that things are sustained despite the influx. Initially, people will complain. People who don't understand the challenges that private schools are passing through will complain about teacher coming and going. It's always like that. The reason is always there. Number one, we're in an environment where laziness is becoming a culture, and private schools is the only place, one of the few places besides hospitals and maybe law and some other sectors. Private school is one place where you have to prove your education. Yes, one, if you study mathematics in school, you are working in any other place, any other establishment, you may just escape so many things. But if you are in school, you just have to prove the mathematics you study, right? Good. So this is one reason why people don't stay. And the second reason is that in private sector is productivity driven. You must work hard. You must work hard for every kobo that you earn. You must work hard. And it is the reality of private sector is that you work harder than you are being paid, because you work from the work you are doing, and some other overhead costs will be taken before even your own pay. Simple as that. So not everybody is people are not able to keep up with that hard work for a long time. So they just go, and parents keep complaining, teachers have left, these have gone. Make sure it's not on your own account. Make sure the cost of teacher leaving is not your fault. And once it is not your fault, sustain your system, your management system. Once the management system is sustained and it has been proven that your quality does not change over time, people forget about all these complaints. Now, marketing is now strategic communication. That strategic communication is, how do people become aware of these qualities in your school? how do they become, what is the means of communication? I am not saying advertisement. I don't want to use the word advertisement. Strategic communication. How is the word, how will the word get out there? How will the word about your school get out there to people, to potential customers or potential parents to become part of your school system, right? Strategic communication. Good. The last one there is a mistake during the process of writing. This is not supposed, this is strategic communication. The last one is supposed to be strategic competition. Strategic competition. I beg your pardon? Strategic competition. Yes, thank you. Now, you have to know how to compete strategically. Why? The last thing you do is a circle. Okay, it's a circle. So the last thing you do before coming back to square one again to see where you need to readjust, to review in terms of the establishment, is the realities coming out of competition. Strategic competition. If you do all this well, chances are that you'll be doing well. And if you are doing well, chances are that someone will wants to do what you are doing. Someone want to copy from you. Someone want to walk in your shoes. Someone will want, because these are what people do these days. They just find out what you are doing and why you are doing well. And some of them will even go underground. They will go surreptitiously. They will, in a sinister move, to recruit your teachers. And you know what happens these days. Okay, so they can even promise them all sort of heaven on earth just to get them to their schools, so that they can just literally transfer your faculty, transfer what you are doing to their school. There are chances there. There are chances that there will be people that have become you have dissidents among your staff. There's no way you can avoid these things as long as you're dealing with human beings. There will be dissidents who will leave, and then you find them, they are now in schools of your competitors. Now they are now sharing your business secrets. In fact, the poorest in your school, the one who is not even fit to exist in your school, will be treated as a king in the other school. Why? Because they want to extract all he has. Once they have finished extracting, they now put him out too. So, but the point is that your business secret will not remain a secret forever. If you do all this well, your business secret will not remain a secret forever. So you must learn how to keep the competition, how to sustain, how to survive the competition. And that means you must learn how to keep upgrading your game, how to keep sustaining your game, how to survive the competition. Because don't do it well is that you should not be copied. Once it is being done well, there are very lazy folks out there who will just come and just want to repeat verbatim everything that you are doing. Some people go as far as even using your name and even changing just one spelling in your name, just one letter in your name. Just people are desperate when it comes to imitating people to success, just because of the money that comes with success. So you must be able to compete strategically. The details will come in our subsequent episode. So the take home, or the outcome of all this, is that you'll be able to get patronage as against sales. You'll be able to have people. You are going to have customers who are with you, who have become even part of the school. People who have even buy into the school's ideals, not just in terms of being parents. So you have patronage. You have patronage. And when I say patronage, numbers matter, but it doesn't necessarily start. It has to do with numbers. The number will come as your effort consolidates, as you have been able to over time put the word out there about the kind of parents that you need. You naturally, quietly, it will select a natural selection process. There's some kind of parents that are not fit for your school. Yes, you don't need to say it. Time will tell. Some naturally will go away, and over time, those that will remain will continue to attract their friends and people like them, and they have their reason for staying, and you have a stable school rather than having a school with so much population, and you're not moving in any direction, and most of them are not even paying. For example, it's better to have a school of 200 people who are paying their school fees regularly than to have a school of 1,000 people whom only 300 are paying, because those 300, the tax is rating you based on the 1,000. Everything, the 1,000 population is increasing the rate of the depreciation of your facilities and so many other things that you don't know. So this is a cancerous population. So we must know that marketing is something that we have to have a kind of rethink and re-strategizing about. So this is the much we'll say for in this episode, because it is actually an introduction. So the next episode will continue to narrow down, God's willing, into some fine details of some of the steps and requirements that are needed to have a sustainable marketing approach that will ensure that our school gets to the desired fit that we so desire. So thank you very much for your time. Until our next episode, stay blessed. Thank you.